Everyone is behind you, my friend. Buona fortuna, compagno. Everyone is counting on you. My name is Venini, your friend for life.
Behold, Venigni works, where we will honor the city of Graz's history while forging her brilliant future. When I broke ground on this place, we broke ground. I certainly didn't do it all personally. This was a simply empty space, a blank canvas. But in the hands of a maestro, it became a work of art. All my life, from boyhood to this very day, I have been derided for my, let's say, single-minded focus on a lifelong obsession with building animated, automatic, autonomous automata. But today, just look before you. Venini Works is ready to start building the future. Graz's golden era is waiting to be built. A dream of the future we can only create together. Help me make this future come true. Join us, for this moment in history will happen only once. Join Venini, your friend for life. Felicitous salutations, my friends. My name is Signor Lorenzini Venigni. No doubt my reputation precedes me. I come to you with only the most peaceful intentions, and as a true friend of Graz.
I talk a big game, but when push comes to shove, I freeze. It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. Surely there must be something that only I, in all my genius, can contribute. But if there is not, then Venigni is here to help you in any way he can. Fear not. Thank you for another timely rescue, compagno. I seem to find myself once again in your debt. We are all in pain. We're all hurting. But now it's time to begin healing. I will do everything I can to help. Together, compagno, I think we really can make Krat, if not the entire world, a better place. This great disaster, the Krat crisis, has left no one unaffected. But it's over now, thanks to you. You're always welcome here, friend. How can I help? No one, not even I, know what started the puppet frenzy. Why, that day of all days... it was horrible. A violent rampage of murder and mayhem that is seared into my memory for all time. And it was never supposed to happen again. I made sure of it. Designed a few special parts to ensure they'd remain loyal. Puppet armies do not arise by chance. There was intent behind this. I don't want to leap to conclusions, but the only one I know with that kind of power is the King of Puppets himself. We need to learn how this happened. Pulcinella isn't just my butler. He's my family. The only one I have left, really. I won't forget what you've done for us. If you ever need anything or find yourself in a spot of trouble, call on your friend Venigni. Of course you're curious. Pulcinella has been restored thanks to you. In a small way. Mostly it was me, but you know, genius never rests. Except for beauty rest. I admit I'm a bit rusty, but it's all starting to come back to me. Genius never sleeps and never truly abandons the truly brilliant. What? No, of course I didn't read the contents. Who has time to read anymore? But I could help you read it if you want to. May I be of assistance? I can decipher this in moments if you'd allow me. There we are. A deciphered cipher just like I used to make. If you ever need me to help you decode another message, I'm at your service. No trouble at all. I almost consider it my oldest hobby. Trust me, I won't let you down. Done and done. You will find Venini always seeks to rise to the challenge at hand. My many followers and yes, customers are why I get out of my very large and expensive bed every day. But truthfully, there's nothing I love more than doing a favor for a friend. Venini and the Venini Company stand ready to help again. Anytime. There you are. Now, just leave this to me. Why don't I read the contents? I'm sick and tired of reading conversations between society's elite. Hide these, kill that, steal those. It's all the same. And the people who want them deciphered act as if it's the end of the world if they can't read them immediately. Tiresome. I am a simple, albeit brilliant man. Solving the code is what makes me happy. And with a friend at my side, what more is there to wish for? Perhaps sometimes I share too much. Thank you for listening. A little extra for you in there, my friend. Thank you for coming. I was going a bit stir-crazy, as the poets say, cooped up in the hotel. Ecco! All done and all yours. For a layman, it would have been a tough nut to crack, even for a replica. Child's play for me, of course. I bet you could make a fortune by solving the code behind it all. But why the Grand Covenant, I wonder? Apologies, my friend. I became lost in thought. Please take it. Oh, how long do you think it will take me to decipher it? Time me. And there we are. Done. Even a brand new model doesn't stand a chance when you're dealing with genius. But the device bordered on genius itself. Required all my intellect. If you ever meet the creator, get me their calling card, won't you? Oh, sorry, I'm sure you're busy. Just let me know if you ever find out. Que bello! A brand new design. No, a whole new model. What a thrill! If my suspicions are correct, something in the puppet's very ergo is causing their aggression. My decoder can find malicious signals within the waves, but I cannot possibly get close enough to gather the ergo wave records myself. You, on the other hand, would you? Could you? I refuse to believe the King of Puppets is truly behind this puppet rampage. It's too simple, but also a bit too much even for him. No. I suspect the ergo itself is corrupted, or at least compromised. I do so desperately want to find the cause, as I'm sure you do too, my friend. It breaks my heart to see puppets turned into murderous tools of bloodshed. I've been investigating the puppet frenzy, and it looks like I need your help. First, let me show you a little something I've been working on. I call it the Ergo wavelength decoder. The name lacks a certain flair, but I assure you it works. It's because we don't truly understand Ergo, at least that's my view. Sometimes Ergo-driven puppets gain what we call awakened egos. Individuality, more or less. Which is a dangerous thing if someone's not ready to handle it. Though that is rare. Or used to be. Hence, the Grand Covenant. Humanity's safety net. But it did not work. The puppet frenzy happened anyway. And I still don't know how. So, the King of Puppets, how did he get around the Covenant, I wonder? He used the Ergo wavelengths, but what did he do to their consciences? However, it's a different story when a single puppet cracks the safety device of so many puppets. Does the Grand Covenant break when their ego awakens? Or did someone cause the frenzy after lifting the Grand Covenant? If it's the former, the King of Puppets is the culprit. If it's the latter, the King of Puppets is a means to an end. I am but a simple, brilliant genius and a man about town. I do not pretend to be otherwise. That is why I'm asking you to solve this. Everything depends on what you do now and your choices. The Grand Covenant! You're not asking much, are you? Very well. Geppetto himself created it, and God help me, I made it work. It's in every puppet, a sort of conscience. And in theory, it should have prevented anything like the puppet frenzy ever happening. The King of Puppets used carefully measured ergo wavelengths to control other puppets. But that's just the means to an end. We still don't know if the frenzy arose by the King of Puppets, or if someone else is pulling the strings. No pun intended. I must find a way to prevent puppets from hurting any more humans. The tragedy of Arlecchino must remain a one-time performance. These records are like a puzzle wrapped in riddles. But I always did love puzzles. The light shines brightest in the darkest times, and you will be the first light. I am counting on you. Looks like you've dealt with the puppets menacing the hotel steps in your typically dashing style. That should give us more than enough readings to analyze. You may not be aware, I am an orphan. In fact, my parents were murdered before my very eyes. The authorities in Krat insisted it was a mugging, but I know what I saw. A mad, raving puppet killed them. A puppet that was driven by a murderous lunatic's awakened ego. I know that because the lunatic told me his name. Arlecchino. I'll never forget his insane laugh. I have been fitting puppets with the Grand Covenant to ensure no one else ever has to experience the same tragedy I did. I was this close to giving up. But now that you're here, you can take the wavelength decoder. It's proof of your brilliant actions. See what else you can read with it. You might even discover more secrets within the Puppet King's message. You can play it back as much as you like. Just use the Stargazer. Here. We all owe you a huge debt. Or we will. If we can stop the frenzy. The toy my parents made me. You've met him. Arlecchino. We had just watched one of my favorite films, I remember. I begged them to make me the warrior from it. If I hadn't, would my parents still be alive? Would we have been untouched by that murderous puppet? I've always blamed myself. It's a hell of a burden for a child, that kind of guilt. So I hung on. I hung on to the Grand Covenant. I wanted to use it to keep people safe. You know, in many ways, I envy you. Your strength. Thank you for this. Talk about closure. The toy. But how? The puppets appear lost without their leader. They have no purpose, no focus. To think one can have so much control through ergo waves. If we don't determine who or what is causing it, this could all happen again tomorrow. I fear I must call upon you again, my friend. Please gather records of the puppets' ergo waves while you're defeating them. I heard you defeated the King of Puppets. Amazing! A mad, raving puppet killed them. A puppet that was driven by a murderous lunatic's awakened ego. If you need to hear it, just use the Stargazer. Here, take it. I know that because the lunatic told me his name. Arlecchino. I'll never forget his insane laugh. I have been fitting puppets with the Grand Covenant to ensure no one else ever has to experience the same tragedy I did. But this is our last shot. The last clue. If this doesn't break through the static, then nothing will. But the key to all this is Geppetto. is really our only hope. And it's up to you to save him. Go on and take the wavelength decoder. Even if I failed, you might be able to find more clues. You're someone who doesn't give up. Who knows? You're someone who doesn't give up. Who knows? You may not be aware, but I am an orphan. In fact, my parents were murdered before my very eyes. The authorities in Krat insisted it was a mugging, but I know what I saw.
The Isle of Alchemists, you say? And monsters. This is a nightmare. I'm living my own nightmare. Puppets and alchemists forget it. It is their secret island, a place hidden from the world. But even if we could find it, how to get there? What about... I don't know if it even works anymore. But one still requires fuel, needs must when the devil drives. There could still be a way, a dangerous but marvelous mode of transportation. But it won't work without a golden Ergo. My research, well, Pulcinella did a lot of the heavy lifting, has led me to believe you can find one deep within the barren swamp. It's also led me to believe it is guarded by actual monsters. So, I can't make this decision for you. It's up to you. No, I'm not going to tell you the details yet. Not until we have that golden Ergo. It's just not worth getting our hopes up, compagno. Wow! You need me? I was surprised when the bell rang.
Now, allow me to return the surprise. This little wonder creates a lead-acid battery in a flash. The golden Ergo is the purest form of power we can use, and it's nearly perfect. We could power a city block with this. You see, the Alchemists ordered transportation from me, powered by this. I'm not sure, but maybe it's still in their underground base. Just one problem with the base. I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know when exactly either. I had to just hand it over immediately after the launching ceremony. After all, I am the prince of the Krat social scene and I surrendered to their mysticism. There, it's done. Now take it. A secret alchemist's underground lair. That sounds like something Antonia might well have heard of. You'd better ask her about it. No! Can it be? It can! Are you hurt anywhere? Ha! You never fail to surprise me, compagno. When they attacked the hotel, they attacked innocents. I won't let that stand. Even if they flee, we will hunt them down. If Antonia said they escaped through an underground passage to their secret lair, I for one believe her. And I have a surprise for you. A very special and very quick mode of transport straight to the Isle of Alchemists. Oh, just wait till you see my masterpiece, compagno. I'll make you a portable power source, don't worry about that. We'll get you to the Isle. I admit, I'm in shock. The Alchemists attacked the hotel. Is nothing sacred? Wait just one moment. Is that not my Legion arm? Ah, if it isn't my savior. Glad to see you made it back in one piece, my friend. Without the factory, no more new puppets. The army has run out of recruits. My friend, you saved, well, all of us. But listen to me going on and on about my concerns, and I don't believe I've even introduced myself. Signor Lorenzini Venigni, gentleman, bon vivant, and, at the moment, utterly at your service, my friend. If the name Venini rings no bells, perhaps you've heard of Krat's Prince of High Society. That is because they are one and the same. Just two of the many names I've collected in my 3 decades here on Earth. While I sincerely believe meeting Venigni is its own reward, I have not rewarded you in the more traditional manner. Please, take this. My newest prototype. It'll be safe with you. It's a grinder stone that keeps granting special attributes to the grinder. I hope you'll put it to good use. There you are, my boy. My savior, yes, that's the word. You took back the factory and I cannot thank you enough. I just designed it, set it aside, and never got back to it. Genius and acclaim can keep one quite preoccupied, I'm afraid. You are really interested in the arm, I see. Then, my friend, you shall have it. It just needs a few mechanical adjustments to fit your, particular needs. And frankly, this design is almost child's play to me now, so let's start by making it a bit stronger, shall we? I will also add what we brilliant inventors call modularity. That means it will be much easier to improve and repair since you'll be able to use commonly found parts. You might say this arm's new abilities are, legion. No? Too much? It was too much. Then my eyes do not deceive me. I never imagined I'd actually see it again, and in the flesh, so to speak. What I mean, of course, is that this is a humble invention of mine. A cipher device. Once your information is locked in here, only you can get it out. Of course, once people realize the value of a truly unbreakable way to keep secrets, knockoffs flood the market. The trials and travails of true genius, forever copied, never credited. But I admit, even some of these knockoffs could still hold secrets. You're welcome to take a crack at, cracking it. Who knows? It could lead you to something truly valuable. Or at least more practical. Isn't this a cryptic vessel? Well, I would expect nothing less from you. Accidenti. I have to stop them. Pulcinella. I hope he's all right. All right, Venini. Pull yourself together. You have a duty to this city. And to your own sterling reputation. Those stalkers just left me. That's rather disloyal. And quite insulting. A little help? Anyone? Wealthy and dashing philanthropist in need of assistance? Hold on. Geppetto's a friend of yours. Did he send you? I'm fine. Please, help me find my butler Pulcinella. He's a puppet and a friend. Those stalkers were supposed to be working for me, but, they bolted and left me to my fate. That was not helpful. My butler went to barricade the back door, and I haven't seen him since. Pulcinella has been a loyal companion. I'd hate to lose him. The factory is, of course, my priority. We must take it back. But please, keep an eye out for my butler. I'd consider it a personal favor and owe you in kind. Oh, easy now! No need to kill me! Surely we can discuss this like reasonable people? Wait, I know you. Geppetto sent you, didn't he? No wonder I lost contact with Fuoco. And so, that's what befell Pulcinella. Accidenti. That butler puppet is my family. He went to stop the factory for me. But no time for that now. I must thank you. Your efforts to reclaim the factory were nothing short of heroic. The puppets will be hurting this time. So let's get back to the hotel. An hour or two of beauty sleep would do me good. Whoa, hold on! Don't kill me! You'll regret it later, I promise. Pulcinella was proof that puppets possess true courage. I will not rest until I have revived him. But There will be ample time for that. First, I must thank you for a truly heroic piece of work. The factory is ours again. The puppets are going to be in really bad shape after this. Let us return to the hotel and rest while we can. Ah, you're back! And you found... Oh, dear. Pulcinella. They really did a number on you. Before all this chaos, Fuoco was the puppet in charge of the furnace. But he changed. He was a stand-up fellow once. Now, not so much. How did this nightmare come to be? Please, you must stop him before he does any more harm. I'm told he's still building an army of puppets and marching them on the cathedral. But that's for the future to solve. Maintenance must come first. See you at Hotel Krat. Arrivederci. I cannot shake the thought of that puppet army. What they meant to do. The cathedral is filled with refugees. People who thought they were safe. Okay, Venini, breathe. Despite your best efforts, they can't read your mind yet. My friend, my apologies. But when you hear this news, you'll be excited too. The puppets were being compelled by the Grand Covenant. But they were communicating with each other, with wavelengths. This is beyond anything I'd imagined. They were not built with this kind of intelligence. I can hardly believe it. But the Ergo readings you gathered leave no doubt at all, you see? I did the best I could to decipher the wavelengths, but there was considerable noise in the signal. Care to give it a listen? Tell me you heard it, please. We need to find the cause of the frenzy, and this may be our best chance. What or who was behind the frenzy? Did you hear that? The last part sounded important, but there was too much static. What or who was behind the frenzy? All I wanted was to stop anyone else getting hurt. At least hurt by murderous puppets. Not even I can abolish all pain everywhere. No, you cannot give up, Venini. You are Venini! And Venini always finds the solution. I think we can't put it off any longer. Geppetto is the last hope we have. I've exhausted my talents here. These clues, I could find them, but interpreting them is beyond my abilities. We need the man himself. You must save him, compagno. You and Geppetto are the only ones who can save Krat. Really? Nothing. I've tried everything I can think of, but I keep coming up empty. That was the cause of the frenzy. But why would Geppetto of all people do this? I suppose we'll never find out if we don't save him. I have to admit it's good to have things in motion again. I was beginning to despair. Now that we know the cause, we can find a solution. And it's all thanks to you, my friend. Geppetto. Lo Zero, the creator's name is Geppetto. One can't make these things up. It must be true. She was the closest person I had, you know? All that with my parents happened when I was just a child. These halls are truly cavernous now without her. And her music. She was a terrific pianist before she fell ill. Now it's up to us to protect this hotel. Her home and ours. Losing someone never gets easier. The hotel seems truly empty, now that Lady Antonia has, departed.
Calling any and all stargazers in the vicinity. Please respond. Over. Hello? Is anyone there? I can't believe you can transmit your voice through Ergo waves. What a brilliant discovery! And you'll never believe what signal I've picked up over the Ergo. A cry for help from the Grand Exhibition. Somehow someone survived. I'm suspicious too, but you have to investigate. What if it's some trapped innocent? Can you hear me? Really? Eviva, it actually worked! This has to be how the King of Puppets did it. How he called to the puppets and controlled them. Who would have thought such a thing possible? This is a discovery that could change the world. And I believe I received a signal, of all things a distress call from the Grand Exhibition. When I lost the signal, I thought we'd failed, that we were too late. Good thing we were not. All's well that ends well, as the bard says, and that's as I like it. It is truly good to have a friend I can rely on. I just need to learn more about the Ergo waves and how they work. But I can do this. We can do this. Oh, can you hear me? This actually works. I tried using the method used by the King of Puppets.
I just find saving people is its own reward. I certainly don't need the money. Even strangers. Everyone deserves some help now and then. If we who live through times like this don't live the best lives we can, we dishonor the memories of all we have lost. Honoring the lost is why I do what I do. In a way, I envy the dead. They don't have to know what it's like to remember that they're gone. Ha! And here I go again. Blah, 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 and who cares, huh? Now, let's get out there and save that is, our city. I hear there is a new guest at the hotel, and that you had a little something to do with that. I always welcome friends. May I be of service?